First Warning MMA Report is joined live by Roufusport athlete Gabriel Wanderley. Gabriel, we appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Anytime. As always, we want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Heidledge Masonry, Andy Mack Sports Fishing Guide and Service, Jackson's Yard Care, and Kiss My Fist Medco, the absolute hardest hitting edibles on the planet. Gabriel, you're going to be making your debut in cage fighting January 25th at Chosen Few Fighting Championships in Madison. Tell us what your thoughts are leading up to your debut.
Man, I'm very excited. It's going to be my first, technically my third MMA fight, but the first few weren't necessarily real MMA fights. But I'm excited. I've been waiting a long time. I've been wanting to fight since I was a little kid, and finally turned 18 Saturday, so very hyped.
Yeah, is this something you've been thinking about for a long time, or is it just recently you decided? Yeah.
No, I've been wanting to fight for a long time. Ever since I was a little kid. Maybe around 8 or 9, I started jiu-jitsu, but like MMA has always been in the back of my mind. I never really started striking until I came to Roufusport.
Sure.
That's where like I really got to see real striking, because
Right.
before that I used to only be with my dad and jiu-jitsu gyms and things like that. So
Right.
that's where my
That's
life
awesome. That's awesome. You obviously come from a terrific bloodline of jiu-jitsu fighters. Your dad's one of the best in the business. Do you personally consider yourself a jiu-jitsu fighter, or are you more of a striker? Tell us about your style.
Yeah, up until right now, I consider myself a grappler, jiu-jitsu competitor. I've been competing ever since I came to the United States, 2011. True, just this year I've had over 15 tournaments. It's been like a jiu-jitsu journey up until right now.
Yeah, 15. Wow, I see. In the background we got the Nago belts and some medals up there. So we appreciate the Cribs edition for the show today. You're gonna be fighting Edwin Laureani. Tell us what you know about him, if anything.
Man, at first I got his name from my man Duke, and he gave me like kind of his nickname, so it was really hard to get anything on him. And then some people were asking me about who I was fighting and things, and I gave him that name. He was like, "Are you sure that's the guy?" And then I got Facebooked his real name, which is Edwin Laurini, or Edward Ramirez Laurini, or something like that. So I was able to Google him then. I found his Facebook, a few YouTube videos on him. Okay. So I see he's a white belt. He's a right-handed person, so means his stance. I know his stance. He's been competing in jiu-jitsu. There's videos far back as like 6 years ago, but he's still a white belt, so that's kind of
right. So
I don't really know what to think about that, because someone who's been, maybe there was a break, maybe there was an injury, who knows, but
right,
he's still a white belt. There's videos of him grappling as of 6 years ago, so I'm not too worried on the jiu-jitsu side, though. I've been training for over 9 years, so I feel pretty confident on that.
Well, that's awesome. You touched on it earlier. You just turned 18, like what, last week? So
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
So it just turned 18. Why now? Why do you feel right now is the time for you to make the jump?
Just because I want to get like a head start, kind of.
Sure.
Not necessarily. I wouldn't call it really a head start, just because I've been just leading up to this moment for so long. But I've always known I wanted to fight as soon as I turned 18, and I asked Duke what the closest card was for me to fight, like beginning of 2020, and he said it was Chosen Few, January 25th, and I was like, put my name down. I put my name on the Facebook comment, and he said, I was actually the first. I don't know if it was me or Craig Eckelberg, but
sure,
either me or him had our first opponent like right away, like 2 months ago.
So. Have you been down to any of the Chosen Few fights before and seen the promotion?
I don't believe I have. I've only been in Madison one time ever, and it was with my wrestling team in high school. So
you're gonna absolutely love it. It's at the Monona Terrace. Josh Terry at Chosen Few does a phenomenal job. It's an incredible event. Let's talk a little bit about your training. Obviously, you're at Roufusport, which is one of the best gyms in the world. Who are some of your main training partners, and is there anyone there that you consider a mentor, obviously, besides Duke and your father?
Yeah, Sergio Pettis. He's actually fighting the same day as me, but he's been a good mentor lately.
Yeah.
We've been sparring a lot. We've been drilling a lot of specifically MMA related things, and he helps me a lot, and I do my best to help him on the jiu-jitsu side as much as I can, even though he's pretty good at both right now.
Right.
So he's looking real sharp too for his upcoming Bellator fight.
Yeah, no, we're excited to see him make his Bellator debut. Sergio
Right.
is a great guy and a phenomenal fighter.
Mhm.
Your debut that you're having on the 25th is highly anticipated. I don't know if you know that there's a lot of people, a lot of buzz on the underground
Yeah.
talking about it. Are you feeling any nerves leading up to this fight? Or are you just saying, you know what, it's my debut. I'm going to go in there and give it my best and see what happens.
I not necessarily like it depends. For my pancreation fights, I didn't feel anything, but since this is a little bit bigger and it's a bit different, I
Sure.
might feel something right now. I'm just focused and training hard. I don't really necessarily feel anything yet,
Right.
but
You just
we're
said
3 weeks out, so
right. You
I don't
mentioned
know.
Craig is. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You mentioned that Craig's on the card as well. Who's going to be in your corner on the 25th?
I believe Manuel Sanchez, Bellator fighter, and my striking coach Joe.
Okay.
Just because Duke and my dad will actually be with. I believe Duke, my dad, and Coach Kush will be with Sergio. So I'm a bit down on
Yeah.
coaches right now. So,
Right.
but it's not necessarily a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be ready either way, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to get it done.
Do you have the entrance song picked out already?
Yeah, I've been getting real hyped when I listen to the new Uzi song, so I chose
Okay.
that. It's Futsal Shuffle, I believe. It just
Right.
like gets me going.
That's awesome. So I've had the honor of going to a lot of different MMA gyms, and Roufusport is it's special. It's different, right? In your
Mhm.
opinion, what separates Roufusport from other gyms?
I think the variety, honestly, like we have amazing striking from Duke himself, the four-time kickboxing world champ, and
Right.
then my dad, who's got uh, his jiu-jitsu style. I feel like fits perfectly for the MMA that that is being taught at Roufusport. Like there's the gi jiu-jitsu, which is, in my opinion, great for competition jiu-jitsu,
Right.
and then what he teaches in the pro practices for the MMA fighters is strictly MMA jiu-jitsu, which is honestly there's nothing else that I could think of that's better than that. Like I see on Instagram and things like that, I see guys training like jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, or MMA, but I feel like it's a different level, and
Right.
we definitely have the best coaches for what we're attacking right now, which is the MMA community. So the
Right.
people that come in and stop by that are from other gyms and that they join our MMA program or that have experience from what talking to them and training with them, they really can notice a difference. And since I've been there for pretty much ever since my dad's been there, to me it's just like the normal, but from what I can tell, it's insanely high level.
Yeah, no, your dad deserves a lot of credit for the success of Roufusport. One of the questions that I'm interested in asking him is, his style of jiu-jitsu is just, it's always attacking, looking for the finish.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
something? Is that
exactly.
something that? Yeah, is that something that he incorporated himself, specifically for MMA, or is that the jiu-jitsu
Man,
that he was taught?
I feel like it's what he was taught and the way he trained in Brazil. Like I personally go back with him when we go to Brazil and we train at where he trained at. Fortunately, the gym has closed down. His professor was really sick and things happened. But last few times I went to Brazil, I went there and I noticed the difference on jujitsu wise. The guys over there are killers, man. Like doesn't
Yeah,
matter what size, they're coming to get you, and it's all offense. Because
yeah,
I mean there is defense, but it's like it's a battle, really. It's like MMA for jiu-jitsu. It's crazy.
Is the culture is the jiu-jitsu culture in Brazil a lot different than the culture we see here in America?
Yes and no. Like, I would say your average person that does jiu-jitsu, at least at Roufusport, they train to know the self-defense part of it. They train to compete and have that reward when they win or losing and learning. But like, let's say my jiu-jitsu level of competition wise, it's from what I've noticed, I compete against a lot of Brazilian kids and American kids that have been training pretty much as long as me, and it's kind of how it is training in Brazil. It's like it's a war and it's back and forth, and sometimes, I mean, there's been kids where I tap them out, they tap me out, and that's just how it goes back and forth
Right.
every time, and there's no stop to it. Like, it's always involving.
Yeah. So it's 2020. It's early in the year. Tell us a little bit about what your goals are inside and outside of the cage.
Inside the cage, I would like to get at least 5 fights this year. Um, Obviously, this upcoming debut on the 25th. I'm looking to get into the LFA card on the 21st of February.
Wow.
Still have to talk to Duke about that, but he did mention that, so I'm hopefully gonna be on that card. Just
Wow,
gotta get my
that's a great card. The LFA card in February is
yeah.
stacked.
I'm
I,
very
we'll
excited
definitely
to try to
we'll
get on
definitely be
that.
up there. Yeah, we'll definitely be up there covering that.
Mhm.
Tell the fans at home where they can find you on social media. I'm sure you may have some sponsors. I know it's early in the career.
Yeah.
There's any shout outs that you want to give? We appreciate your time. The floor is yours.
Yes. My sponsors: Grit Mouth Guards, Diamond MMA Company. My man Matt, the chiropractor at Brookfield Chiropractor. He's the best. Um, the Carson Gracie team and Roufusport team members, they've gotten me to where I am today by training every day. And let me think here. Vulcan Fight Company, the best ski brand in the world. They've been sponsoring me for a long time, man. It's great. I the best, honestly. There's just so many. Let me think. Um, yeah, Vulcan, Diamond, Grit Mouth Guards. Morgan, from Health and Wellness. She's like a physical therapist in a way, but it's a little
Sure.
bit different. She's got a great place that she takes care of me, so it's been pretty good. And hit me up on Instagram at Gabriel SWBJJ, and pretty much everywhere else is the same. So
Awesome. And are tickets still available? People can get tickets through you still?
yes,
And
no more. Actually, I believe we're sold out on everyone at our gym. At least is sold out on seated tickets. They're available on standing tickets, which is I have at least 10 tickets left. I don't know about Craig, but everything else has been sold out, and I heard Chosen Few is almost sold out too. So
yeah, no, they packed that house. It's
yeah.
a great crowd, a loud crowd. I can't think of a better place for you to make your debut in the state of Wisconsin. To be honest with you, we really appreciate your time. I know you're training and you're busy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you I appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us today. And we wish you the best going forward. We're super excited for your debut, and we're excited to have this one done. So appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Got it.